What's going on, guys? Welcome to my corner. How might I service you today? Oh, don't mind the old lady in the background. She's just here to add more creepy factors. But yes, welcome everyone to my scare stream. How are you all doing tonight? Uh, now, I'm well. Okay. Did I say? Hold on. This thing's being weird. There it go. Okay. All right. All right. So welcome everyone. Um, Now, if you're new here to this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and now I got some good news for those of you who've been waiting. I am almost done. I'm almost done with my next countdown video. I I'm done with. I already did the audio narration. I found all the clips I'm going to use. I just need to edit it, process it. It'll be done. I'm hoping to have it done by Monday. But in the meantime, we got our scare stream here. We're going to be watching 7 countdown videos. So I hope you guys are ready for a long one here. Our first one is from Sir Spooks. We got 5 scary ghost videos to watch alone. Now, unfortunately, I'm guessing that you've heard by the title, there's no Nuke's Top 5 this week. He didn't do one. Alright, so with that, we're going to click on this display. Let's get on.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today
By the way, I
we'll
hope
take
you
a
don't
look at
mind
5 scary
me
videos.
eating some pizza here.
Over on the YouTube channel Paranormal Planet, the crew ventures out to the 1790 Inn, located in Savannah, Georgia, which is supposedly haunted. The video starts off with the cameraman stating that before the camera started rolling, he and the rest of the team have already been experiencing some creepy activity, such as banging noises, and even a dresser that allegedly
Of course, if you saw Casper Sight's video, I always like to eat when I'm doing a video.
vibrates all on its own. The team wants to see if they can capture these events on film for their subscribers to see. Although the crew is unable to film the aforementioned events happening again, they actually managed to film something that is much more unsettling and chilling. Take a close look at this doll, and see if anything about it seems unnatural to you.
Of course it's a doll. Of course it's a doll. Okay, it's moving its head. Yeah, I see you. I see you just as much as you see me. Oh yeah, the eyes are moving too. Yeah. Huh? Hi.
The movements may have been minute, but if you look closely, you can see that the doll definitely moves all by itself. After this happens,
Now the head moving on its own, that could be explained with some string or something like that, but how the heck do you explain the eyes moving by themselves? That is freaky.
the video ends fairly quickly, so we are unable to get any in-depth thoughts from Paranormal Planet on this situation. But I certainly think it's safe to say that they won't be coming back to this haunted hotel anytime soon. Leah Elite on TikTok frequently uploads videos relating to her life adventures and is typically considered to be a fun and wholesome account on the platform. But on May 15th,
Your Wolfle videos are making more noise than I am. Hmm? No, I'm just teasing Mela.
2021, she uploaded a video that was drastically different from the other kinds of videos she usually makes. One that got under the skin of many of her followers. The video was simply titled, "I am scared to be in my house now." In the video, we watch some sort of home surveillance camera footage from inside Leah's kitchen, and upon first glance, nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. It looks like a standard old kitchen in the middle of the day, but in just a matter of seconds, this kitchen will prove to be anything but ordinary. Take a look.
What's up with the movement? Watch the way she moves. She moves unnaturally fast. What's up with the camera speed on this? That's so freaky. It's funny. I'm sorry. Just the way the camera speed is. It was hilarious.
There's just something so authentic looking about the way Leah cautiously approaches the kitchen drawer the second time around that would be hard to fake, and would take some acting skills. I also don't see any sort of string attached to the drawer. By all accounts, it looks like this drawer is being opened by some unseen presence, which is eerie to say the least. But it could also be a hoax. A Twitch streamer known as D-Drac is a relatively unknown personality on the platform that typically live streams to his fans playing the popular fighting game Mortal Kombat 11. During one particular stream in April of 2021, something incredibly odd happened during one of Drac's streams. Take a look at this. Although he may be all smiles when he goes to check the door, it is possible that he was laughing as a way to cover up the terror and uneasiness building inside of him. He says that when his commenters told him there was somebody behind the door, he simply did not believe them, and to be fair, I wouldn't believe it either. He brushes these comments off as crazy, but when he reviewed the footage later on, he was shocked to see that his fans were right. Somebody dressed in all white seems to be hiding right behind his door. But it begs the question, why does this person suddenly disappear into thin air as soon as Drac goes to check the door? Is this some sort of a ghostly apparition manifesting in Drac's room? Is this some sort of a trick? Or was this an extremely well-planned hoax? I'll leave that up to you to decide.
I can see it being a hoax. See? I'm not the only one that says it.
German McLaren says that he works at a warehouse, and when he got there in the morning, ready to start the day, he expected it to be just like every other workday. He approaches the warehouse door, places the key in the lock, opens the door, and heads inside. But it's right here in which German immediately notices something freaky inside the warehouse. What could it be? Well, let's have a look. Although very brief, as soon as German opens the
Okay, that
door,
was
you can make
weird.
out what appears to be some sort of a shadow figure quickly moving by, and throughout the remainder of the video, a creepy whistling noise can be heard. It's crucial to point out that German says that at the time of filming this video, he was supposed to be the only person in the warehouse at the time. So who was this mysterious whistling entity? Of course, another important question is why was German recording himself entering the warehouse in the first place if he didn't know something like this was going to happen in advance? Perhaps it was just a crazy coincidence that he decided to film himself on this particular day heading into work. But what do you think? Is this real or fake?
Or or maybe he did it because he wanted to prove that he wasn't crazy and that there was a ghost in the warehouse.
And if you think it's real, who is this strange whistling shadow figure? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Chris from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill has quickly risen to be one of the most beloved and well-respected channels in the urban exploration community on the platform, with his highly in-depth and interesting videos that focus on him as he ventures out to various different abandoned and haunted places, such as schools, churches, mansions, and more. In one video published to his channel on May 19th, 2021, Chris heads out to the St. Joseph Riverside Hospital located in Warren, Ohio, and as you probably expected, this place is allegedly haunted. As soon as Chris enters the building, it's immediately clear that this hospital has seen far better days. Debris lines the floor and the walls seem to be in rough shape, but it doesn't take long at all for something freaky to happen. Look at this.
I remember this one.
Afterward, Chris continues his exploration in the quiet hospital and seems to be lucky in that he doesn't come across anything creepy for a while, but that all changes close to the 30-minute mark.
Oh, heck no. I'd be out of there. Someone's in there sneezing, man.
Upon hearing
But
that
they might have
strange
COVID.
noise, Chris has a look around the area but is unable to find where the source of the noise was coming from and decides to press on. Just a couple of minutes later, a couple more terrifying things happen that are completely unexplainable.
I remember that.
Shortly after this, Chris decides to call it a day and leave the building, and I certainly don't blame him. Whether or not he will go back to the St. Joseph Riverside Hospital is up in the air, but one thing is for sure, it's definitely not the welcoming hospital that it once was. And that was 5 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Not bad start. I think the baby video should have been last because that's the one that really freaked me out the most.
Can you start it over?
Hmm? Oh wow, okay, chat's booming up. Hey guys. Hey Brando. I'm waving the camera. Mortis. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Tanishk Panwar, I'm gonna have another countdown up by either Monday or Tuesday. I've been working on it. I got all the clips I need. I already did the audio narration. I just gotta edit it all together now, and I'll have it. All right. Hari Kirthi, who is my favorite ghost hunter? I would have to say probably Franco TV. He really gets into his paranormal investigations. All right. So next up we got top 15. Okay. Top 15 mysterious videos that really need explaining.
Number 15. This video comes from a YouTube channel in Poland called The Slamming Door, which was named after a loud poltergeist who frequents a small home in Europe. The owner of the home eventually sets up cameras in all of the main rooms to capture the highly aggressive spirit in action. Everything looks normal in this bedroom until about 50 seconds into the video, when the poltergeist demands to be acknowledged. It targets a video game collection and sends cases to the floor. This could have been done with a string, but watch again and it does look like an invisible entity swipes everything off the shelf in one smooth motion with their arm. Also, this is a fairly big gaming collection, so if this was fake, you'd think they would knock over something less expensive that they didn't collect or otherwise care about the condition of. This final video is what finally drove them out of the house once and for all. They enter only to find the house has been trashed, and it seems like a spirit is following them around as they explore room to room. They return to the same bedroom in the previous video, and something is in there with them that makes them jump. On the way out, the kitchen light swings wildly, and a chair briefly pulls out on its own. I wish they would have recorded the entire room so we could verify that no one was in there with them, but they were obviously in too much of a hurry to fully document the occurrence.
Now, while it is unlikely that they would go through that much to fake it, it's still possible.
14. This video of a shaky, alien-looking pod looks like it really shouldn't exist anywhere on planet Earth, let alone some random person's basement. The way it moves from left to right without being touched makes me think that some strange life form is about to burst forth. Most of the comments agree that this could be some sort of egg or cocoon, with a foreign host inside. Note how strange furry hair seems to protrude from sections of its hardened exterior, further indicating that this is in fact a living organism of some kind. The video ends before we can see what hatches, but whatever it is, I just hope it isn't something that is harmful. Number 13.
I wouldn't trust any egg that looks like that.
With her camera recording, a girl kneels before a darkened doorway and challenges a spirit to touch her. A light passes over the room and her hair is brushed over her shoulder as if someone is passing through. I find this video hard to believe because that definitely looks like a flashlight coming from the other room, based on the way it hits the wall beside her in a concentrated circular beam. With that,
plus, you know, her hair moving, notice that it moves when she turns her head.
said, it still doesn't explain how her hair moved with no one nearby. Let me know if this effect is possible to do in Photoshop, or whether or not you think this is real. If it is real, then I have no idea why she would want to summon something so powerful in her own home.
I'm calling this fake.
Number 12. Daniel lives way out in the country. and rather than paying someone to remove the leaves around his house, he chooses to burn them instead. He stands at the edge of a controlled fire and takes this quick video.
Oh yeah, lots of fire.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Oh.
Right there. There's a figure running across the burning brush.
Oh yeah, lots of fire. Oh yeah, lots of fire.
Off the distance, a two-legged creature about the same size as Daniel sprints away in the opposite direction as fast as it can. Keep in mind that Daniel lives out in the Oklahoma wilderness and has no neighbors. I really can't think of any forest animal that looks like this, so maybe the controlled burn accidentally flushed out a rare humanoid creature. With no other footage of the creature, we will probably never know what it truly is. Number 11. A YouTuber named Will Rubio explores the inside of an old Utah jail.
Rubio, 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 Rubio.
With some friends to see what's left behind. Everybody is in high spirits and one of them laughingly gets inside of the cell to recreate what it must have been like to be locked up. All of them are debating whether or not this is recreate
Is that JonTron?
what it must have been like to be
That looks so much like JonTron.
locked up. All of them are debating whether or not this is a working lock on the door when they find out the answer by accident.
Is there any lock on it? You think? No, I think it's a magnet.
Holy
You're joking.
I'm not kidding.
As they fumble around the darkened area trying to find the controls, he struggles to get out and soon discovers the doors are as strong as ever.
Why would you call?
Finally, just as true panic creeps in, they manage to unlock the cell and set their friend free. Otherwise, they would have probably had to call emergency services and would have gotten in serious trouble. Number 10. A group of ghost hunters called PXTV go deep in.
That looks like Markiplier.
Number 10. A
Doesn't that look like Markiplier?
group of ghost hunters called PXTV go deep in the Wombwell Woods, a haunted forest in the UK where many people sadly go to take their lives. They split up to cover maximum ground and one of them, Steve, finds a spot he deems suitable to begin an EVP session, which stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon. He sets up his EVP box and asks any spirits nearby to make a light go on. When it does, he asks for 2 lights, but gets this verbal warning instead.
Can you make 2 lights light up? Ovulus has just said run.
But something descends upon Steve before he gets a chance to do as told. I didn't exactly see anything, but Steve says that he was pushed out of the way by something nearby. And when he looks at his EVP box, the translator displays the word run written in all capitals. I'm not sure if there's any way to tamper with these devices and make them say pre-programmed messages or not, but assuming this video really is unaltered, then the evidence is all right there to see. Number 9. This video was taken near the Pearl.
Now, that being said, just because the ghost said run doesn't mean that he still couldn't have faked the falling over.
Tower in Shanghai, China. The forecast is clearly cloudy and thunder can be heard in the distance. It appears people began recording when they saw someone
Yeah, what is this?
who appears to be levitating or hanging off the tower. Suddenly, there's a surge of lightning, and it appears this person acts as a lightning rod because he's shocked numerous times by the lightning. But the man is fine and stays suspended in midair. I couldn't find any additional information on the incident, so it appears we'll never know what happened to this individual beyond the recording of this video. If this video is real. Number 8.
I'm calling it fake.
Not even gated security is enough to stop this complete and total stranger from prowling around people's homes in Las Vegas. Here, he is caught on a doorbell cam while standing outside of someone's door in the middle of the night. You can see him momentarily freeze in place, look inside their window with a trance-like state. It looks like he is making an important decision in his mind. He holds a blade with the tip facing outwards and then he turns around. For more than 3 hours, the man roams around the upscale neighborhood looking for who knows what, and if anyone stopped to question him, I would have little doubt that he would have let his blade do the talking. Number 7. While planting trees, a YouTube channel called Homesteading Off the Grid accidentally records the eerie cries of something shrieking deep in the forest. If you know what kind of animal this is, let me know, because many people claim this sounds like some kind of mix between a human and an animal.
Did you
Sound
hear
like
that?
it's screaming at me, yeah.
Oh wow.
They don't hear anything for another 6 minutes and decide to stop recording. If this was a person, it sounds like they were in serious need of help. Nevertheless, that shriek is enough to give anyone chills.
The only thing I can think of that's natural with that is that it's a hyena.
Number 6. Lord British LP is standing on his porch as a big storm rips through his neighborhood. His internet is down, so he records a video about nothing in particular to help pass the time. That's when he temporarily goes blind. A bolt of lightning hits the street lamp in front of his house and fills his vision with whiteness. He runs cursing into his house to get away. It's easy to miss, so I circled the street lamp that was struck by lightning to give you a better look at just how close he came to being literal toast. Number 5. This dashcam video was supposedly taken near Hanoi, Vietnam, and was posted on Facebook where it spread to the local news. In it, the car soon pulls up to a figure dressed in all white standing in the middle of the road. The drivers are quite concerned that this individual is standing in the middle of a pitch black road, alone besides one street light above. They don't ask the person anything. Instead, they quickly drive away. While many online thought it was a ghost of some kind, news agencies have said that this was a woman who is not mentally well and was possibly attempting to take her own life.
Yeah, that's what I'm more willing to believe right there.
Let's hope she got the help she needed before it was too late. Number 4. Isaac Brumeghem feels a bite on his line and pulls up something larger than he ever imagined.
Okay.
Whoa!
It looks like he hooked the shark, but when you watch it again, you'll see the shark was actually going after a much smaller fish. Isaac quickly unhooks and releases the fish before the shark has the chance for a second go. Isaac is so incredibly lucky that the line was behind him and not close to the kayak. Otherwise, this shark could have practically landed in his lap. Number 3. Claire Julian has a guest over when they both notice her paper dragon wall ornament is swaying slightly.
Yeah, also just gotta, shout out to the Powerpuff Girls here.
Zoom in and you'll see the very bottom swings back and forth, hardly noticeable unless you really were looking. There's no draft and the air conditioner is not on. They aren't sure what to make of it, so Claire half-jokingly challenges the ghosts to do better, which I'm not so sure was a good idea.
You have to do better than that. Thank you.
I was thinking that this movement could have been the minute hand of the clock hanging behind it, but Claire says that this clock doesn't work anymore, and now that I think about it, I didn't hear any ticking. Therefore, I think Claire probably has a poltergeist in her home, one that she should stop challenging. Number 2. A while back, I analyzed
I don't have arachnophobia, but it still doesn't mean that spiders can't still creep me out a little bit.
a video of a weird spider with a strange growth under its abdomen. Well, I did some more research and found this video, which finally explains what it was: an egg sac. First, they come out one by one, and within less than 2 minutes, hundreds have burst out. Their mother patiently stands guard until they are all free and then leaps away, leaving behind her brood in the hopes that they will scatter to every room in the household and successfully grow to full size. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it, these two motorists are driving around in the UK when one of them looks up in the sky and pulls over. They stare at the clouds for about 15 seconds and nothing happens. Then, just when they are about to give up, an unknown object appears immediately in front of them. It drifts into a cloud and some kind of electric reaction happens. Lightning goes off and then a weird semi-transparent rectangular object floats to the ground. The video is very low quality, so either this was taken a long time ago with a bad camera, or else it was probably edited. Either way, I must find out more about what was in that sky. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because
Dang. The heck was that? This guy's voice is so great. Yeah, that's chills for ya. Gamer Ghost Rage compilations. Sup? Not much. How you guys doing tonight? Alright. So next up, from Sir Spooks. The scary video will give you nightmares. Bring it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at a mysterious video that was sent to me, which shows an episode of a paranormal investigation show created by a channel that disappeared about 13 years ago, and the subsequent cryptic messages sent by an unknown person.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
I recently received a message from a Twitter account known as Jess is Searching. When she was about 12 years old, she was a big fan of the YouTube channel known as the Paranormal Paranoids. Recently though, she's been looking into their disappearance on the internet and created the account in order to find other fans of the show. On May 20th, 2021, she tweeted, "Starting a new thread for this, but I created this account to ask the internet if anyone remembers the amateur ghost hunting group Paranormal Paranoids that were on YouTube around 2005 to 2008-ish. My friends don't even remember them, so thread." She then goes on to explain how it seemed like they suddenly disappeared. She only recently remembered them when her parents showed up with a box full of stuff from her childhood, containing things such as her old laptop, an old radio, and some pre-2008 era films. The most exciting thing, however, was her laptop. Wondering if it was still in working condition, and wondering what nostalgic things might be on there, she opened it only to find a picture of the Paranormal Paranoids group. She goes on to explain the dynamic of the group, and it's easy to see why a 12-year-old X-Files fan could get hooked by the idea of an amateur ghost hunting show. Jess explains, "The group was made up of Riley, Peter, Laura, and David. They just go on adventures to the creepiest places in Ohio, and since I'm also from the Midwest, I felt like I was on the adventure with them. Riley, the blonde one, was basically my idol since she was sort of the leader." Even though Jess only has a few followers on Twitter, someone almost immediately began answering her in her search for information on the group. The user, looking for Para7, replied, "I remember them." Were you a fan too? You could say that. Do you have any theories where they might have gone? It's so hard to find information. No answer. first, she thought she'd met another fan of the show, but it quickly went in a weird direction. While they didn't explain further in this Twitter thread, they continually kept answering Jess, sending her cryptic messages at some points, while neglecting to answer on others. What's even weirder is the fact that the user somehow had videos ready, but wouldn't mention where they'd got them from. This wasn't the only instance where the mysterious person sent her lost footage, and it soon got to the point where it seemed extremely strange. The stranger seems to be infatuated with one of the group's members, specifically Riley. At one point, Riley's sister, Mia, is mentioned on Twitter. It might be a coincidence, but the day before, the stranger put up a photo of a tree with the markings of an R and an M carved into it. It could indicate that the stranger may personally have known them more than they care to admit on Twitter. How else could they procure these personal pieces of information and memorabilia?
Oh my god, man. This is... This is like deep web kind of stuff. This is... I'm getting welcome to the game vibes from this. This is so bizarre.
Jess has posted all of the stranger's videos to her YouTube channel, but it seems to be an ongoing thing, so we can't yet know where this all leads. Alongside the mysterious clips, she has also posted a complete episode of the show. She mentions on Twitter that she'd burned old episodes onto CDs, and actually managed to find one in playable condition. This is what it contained.
Mysteries turn out to be a hoax, and other times they're just inside your brain. Peter, Laura, David, Riley. The paranormal paranoids, the paranormal paranoids, the paranormal paranoids.
The video begins with the group entering a wooded area known as the Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. They're looking for the specific tree where a young woman named Mary Talbot supposedly hung herself.
Well, I will give them this much. That was a pretty well edited intro.
In 1994.
David, do you know where it is?
Really?
It's like lost footage Blair Witch Project stuff, man. This is creepy.
David knows things.
I'm glad you guys believe in me.
Here we have mounds of dirt.
You don't say.
As far as I know, the mountains aren't haunted.
There's some burial ground around here.
Go digging. I don't think it's there, Peter.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm not coming
cannot
to
get out of the mud right now. Jesus Christ.
Did you lose both your shoes?
Yes, I lost my shoes.
They're gone forever now. They belong to
I'm
this
not
place.
saving them, I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if I'm going to go around. I didn't think I believed in Chris today.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay, well, I'm walking on the grass.
Come on. There you go. That's one.
There's one. Don't get your socks trapped in there
Most people,
now.
this forest is the same as any, but to the people of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, who remember what occurred in 1994, these woods hold a sinister story. A young married couple was on a hike when they came across the body of Mary Talbot. This is where it happened.
I just felt like a breeze hit my arm just now. That was Wow.
No one ever learned why Mary took her own life. There were plenty of theories, but nothing concrete ever came forward. Many were confused over the public nature of the suicide. This is a popular hiking spot. Lots of passerby come through. She must have known that. It was almost as if she wanted to be found, wanted to be seen. Rest in peace, Mary Talbot.
Well, congratulations. You made a name for yourself. You're dead, but you made a name for yourself.
David, are you getting shots at the tree?
Great, man. Get the f over here.
Should be back. Okay.
All right.
Did you see it? Right there. There's a figure right there staring, looking at the opposite direction from them.
Right, what are we doing?
Smiling, right?
Smile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Silly? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
It's dancing. The figure's dancing.
Oh,
okay.
Charlie's Angels.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
There's not. We have the wrong number. Tree cart, right? Shopping cart. Shopping cart?
All right, let's dance and move. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You guys see that in that tree?
Sir, you want my jacket?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You need it.
I don't need a jacket.
The video primarily shows the 4 ghost hunters walking to the spot and walking back again. But after looking through the footage, something strange was found. It's easy to notice the similarities between the ghostly figure and the picture we see of Mary Talbot. We can't say for certain whether it's her, but it would appear that the figure has light hair in approximately the same length as Mary Talbot. The figure is most visible while the group is at the place of her death, doing funny poses in front of the tree. Assuming the figure is Mary Talbot, perhaps you would consider this disrespectful, hence her more visible and intimidating appearance. While further away from the spot, the figure is only visible in short glimpses, though seemingly always watching. Evidently, the video itself seems rather credible. The quality of the video, the comically outdated introduction, their hairstyles and clothes all seem to point to the same approximate time period. Furthermore, the shopping cart dance seems to be an appropriate product or trend of the 2000s. But by all means, this could, like anything else, of course be a hoax. The fact that this isn't a standalone video and seems to be an ongoing thing.
Well, hoax or not, the question still remains, what happened to these people?
Suggests otherwise. Jess the Paranoid is still receiving these weird messages and seemingly private clips of especially Riley, which indicates that this story isn't over yet. Finally, I need you guys to help me solve this mystery. Do any of you remember the paranormal paranoids? Do any of you recognize the people in it? If any of you remember these people, please do let me know in the comment section down below. I'll leave the links for her Twitter account and YouTube channel in the description if you want to follow the ongoing story and see for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then be sure to subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Alright, that wasn't a countdown video, but still, I had to YouTube in 2005, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that was the 90th intro for 2008. When is your next video? You have a great voice for narration. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this one more time. My next countdown video will be either Monday or Tuesday. I already got all the footage. I already got all the narration in. I just need to edit in the music, edit the cropping and the clippings, so I should have it out by either Monday or Tuesday. The real Blair Witch Project, yes. Yeah, it makes me wonder. No, I was about to say it makes me wonder if the Blair Witch Project is actually based on that story, but the Blair Witch came out after that video, so it's still creepy. All right. Next up, from Chills, top 10 scary videos that'll prevent you from sleeping. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. My next down video will be either Monday or Tuesday. Okay. Alright. Here we go.
If you need to sleep tonight, then this video is not for you, because these scary videos will prevent you from sleeping. Number 10. A couple of friends are driving around late at night, probably just to unwind for the day and have a good time with one another. During the drive, one of the guys in the car says that he thinks he saw some sort of animal, like a buck wandering around in the bushes right next to them. It almost seems like they are about to get out of the vehicle to take a closer look, but as you'll find out why in just a second, it's a good thing they didn't.
I thought I seen a big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's not a...
What the heck? Look how big its arm span is, like arm, upper torso, and then the middle part of its torso just looks so thin along with its legs. Like it's just so built on just like the upper part of its body here. It's just super bizarre.
Wait.
And its skin almost looked gray. One more time here.
You seen a big buck or something? Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's not a... Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's not a...
Besides the obvious creature jumping in the woods that oddly resembles the urban legend a rake, a lot of people in the comments are confused as to where the YouTube channel Paranormal News received this video, because the channel is Russian owned, but as you can tell, the men in the video are very much so American. Regardless of who it was filmed by though, this is one creature you would never want to see. Even if it is fake, it would startle you, especially this late at night. Number 9. Haunting Jersey uploaded a YouTube video of a girl performing various different gymnastics exercises in her kitchen, along with a friend of hers via a Skype or FaceTime call. The two perform one move, complementing each other, then move on to the next. But what started off as a fun and innocent way to pass the time quickly turns into something frightening. Did you guys see that? So it's right here beside the blender. Yes, right here, this object. It's a paper towel holder, I believe. And obviously terrifies this poor girl here.
What was that? Obviously you were here. Yeah, that was loud. What was it?
And it gets the attention of even the person that she's on FaceTime with.
The paper towel holder just fell. Whatever, it's fine.
What? Whatever, it's fine.
And right as soon as she's back to just brush it off as, you know, whatever, don't know what happened, don't care, this thing right over here falls to the ground and just shatters absolutely everywhere. And I feel like if these were both on strings, wouldn't the paper towel holder have knocked that off at the same time? Because both the strings would kind of need to be in the same area. Understandably scared because she just saw something go flying across the room, the girl proceeds to ask her friend if they saw it too, to which they respond, saying that they did, and they mention it sounded loud as well. Amazingly though, the girl is actually able to shake off any sort of fears she may have had by saying everything is fine, and she continues on with more exercises. But when it happens for a second time, she immediately runs for the camera and turns it off. Hopefully this was the first and last time this happened to this poor girl, and hopefully if it did persist, they got out of this house. Number 8, the Franklin County Old Jail, which was established in 1818, is widely known for being extremely haunted, and usually it seems that whoever dares to enter finds themselves getting more than they bargained for. A YouTube channel named Paranormal Purgatory decided to venture down into the jail themselves to have a look around the place. The jail is eerily decrepit and worn down, something you'd expect from a 200-year-old building, but just because it's worn down doesn't mean that the place remains uninhabited.
Look at that. That's gonna be.
You see the old rocking horse in there?
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there. Did you hear that?
I heard that too.
It's in the whistle.
So next to the
Go in there. Did you hear that?
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go.
Oh, I hear it now. It's like a kind of a whistle sound.
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there. Did you hear that?
I heard that
it's
too.
in the whistle.
So next to the bed here, I do kind of see what they're talking about here. If you just focus on the bed, there appears to be just kind of this shadow, and then it almost seems to take off to the right here.
Old rocking horse in there?
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there.
No, but I see.
Go in there. Did you hear that?
Oh, right
Yep,
there.
I saw it.
Okay, I now see exactly what they're talking about. So there's going to be a flash of light. So it looks like it's like a head and kind of a torso, and there's that flash of light, and then it looks like it just sort of pops right up. It happens so quickly. I should play this in slow motion. Right here, don't you see that? And then it just pops right up just in the split second that it's shown in the light. Even though the crew behind the channel had only just started to look around the jail, little did they know that they didn't need to look any further for signs of paranormal life, as you can make out what appears to be some sort of shadow figure right next to the bed, which vanishes just as quick as it appears. During the rest of the video, the crew explores the remaining areas of the jail, but are ultimately unable to find any other signs of paranormal activity. Even still though, seeing this shadow figure in person during an investigation would be enough to terrify anybody. Number 7, a YouTuber named G, the one and only, starts off this video immediately looking creeped out and a little bit panicked about something, but we are not yet let in on whatever his current situation
I remember this one.
is. Presumably a friend of his starts to film him as
Haunted Legos. That's all I gotta say about it.
he proceeds to walk into a room which is absolutely filled with bionicle toys, which is surely any young kid's dream, but maybe this set of bionicle toys are not meant to be played with.
There's nothing up here.
They are claiming that a Bionicle's head moves on its own. Let's slow this footage down and see if we can see it. See, it's the tallest Bionicle figure.
In case you don't know, it's this one right here. Watch closely as this one moves.
Oh, I see it now. I think it's this one right up here. Although it only happens for just a brief second, if you slow down the footage and zoom in, you can see that the tallest Bionicle figure standing up actually appears to move its head slightly all by itself. Of course, it is entirely possible that this particular figure is battery powered and has a built-in feature which allows for its head to move around, but that seems like reaching for answers. Plus the uploader who owns the toy is creeped out by
Oh, and you think that Paranormal is in a stretch?
this, so it can't be battery powered. He says that he doesn't believe in ghosts, but is having a hard time dismissing this clip. Let this video be a warning that not even your own childhood toys are safe from being taken over by the spirit of ghosts. Number 6. This CCTV camera footage is taken during the twilight hours of the outside of an apartment building at an unknown.
I'm sorry. That just kind of bugged me a little bit. I mean, I'm all for the existence of the paranormal, being the explanation for things that are normally not explainable. But when you have something that can be a plausible explanation, like that like a battery powered Bionicle, wouldn't that be your natural assumption versus, oh, it's a ghost? Ugh. I mean, if it's a ghost, yeah, good for it. But I always like to approach things with a bit of a skeptical mind as well. I don't always want to. I always want to try to find a logical reason behind certain things and all that. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll dismiss any paranormal possibilities right out of the gate. I'm just saying if something looks more obviously fake than or looks more obviously explainable, I will go with the more logical route.
Location, presumably the homeowners woke up to see this particular piece of footage and was probably scared silly when they realized what was captured on it while they slept. Have a look. So right here, you can start to see it. It definitely looks like some sort of figure. I can kind of see like a head right.
Also, since when did Chills start getting more personalized? It's like now his narrations are chatting with the audience now.
Right here, a torso.
It's kind of cringy.
Legs. What is that?
It looks like Pyramid Head.
Wow. Okay, that was definitely the freakiest part right there. So if you focus your attention on it, if it was a person, I feel like I would have to either walk back in this direction or forward. But as you see here, whatever this is literally floats straight up. Right there. That is just terrifying. I gotta shake my head at that. Sadly, the shape of the figure and the way it appears on camera makes it unclear whether or not this is just a really creepy person sneaking around and trying to spy on people late at night, or if this is an actual ghost caught on a security camera. To be honest with you though, I think it would be a lot creepier if this was a person trying to spy on somebody, but whether or not it's a ghost or a person, it's certainly not the kind of video you'd want to wake up and see on your CCTV camera.
No, it's not.
Number 5. Amanda Castillo uploaded a video to YouTube of her being stuck in a traffic jam on a busy highway near Chino Hill. Usually in a traffic jam like this, it can be quite boring as you have nothing to do but to simply wait until the backup slowly starts to ease up and you can continue driving. But that day, Amanda saw something that definitely caught her attention. Right here.
Oh.
And what this uploader is claiming is that this is a bird that has passed away and is just floating in the air. And I do kind of see that outline that they're talking about.
What the heck?
I mean, whatever this is, bird or not, it still looks like something that shouldn't be just floating in the air like it is. And it looks like whatever it is, it's floating fast as well, like it's clearly moving. This is one of the very few videos I have seen recently that I honestly have no explanation for what is happening. It looks like a bird is simply floating in midair above this busy highway, but that obviously cannot be possible. However, it looks like this is exactly what is happening here. A commenter on Amanda's videos claims to have
Dude, what the hell? I got nothing. I can't even think of a natural cause for that. I mean, if it was like a wind current or something that was keeping it floating like that, that would be it. But even with that, you would think you would still see some kind of bobbing up and down with it. But no, that's just it's floating stationary in the air like that. A dead bird just floating there. The only thing that I can think of is very beautifully executed editing. But it would have to be flawless editing to pull off that. Are there any other accounts of that same disturbance happening?
Also been on the same highway that day at around the same time, and he claims that he saw the bird too and assures people that there was no visible string anywhere attached to the bird. So
even if there was string, where is the connecting point? String is a two-way tool. You need to have something connecting the string to the object.
So what could have possibly caused this? Is this really a bird or something else? I'm curious to hear your theories on this one. Number 4, Redditor, everyone is human, share
I don't know. I got nothing for that one, guys.
the following video to Reddit with a short read-up that says, "My sister-in-law's Ring camera captured this tonight. I have never been a believer, but I am struggling to dismiss this. Please weigh in on it." So let's have a look and see if we can help the uploader in figuring out what was filmed on the camera that night. So I need you to focus your attention. So if we're looking at the center beam here, about dead center on the center beam, and then to the left, about halfway in between this center beam and this beam here. And you just see that thing just move. All right, now it's between these two beams, just huffing it down the sidewalk. Still on camera here. But it looks like whatever this is, it almost looks like the ghost of somebody out for an evening jog, as it starts on the left side of the sidewalk here and just continues down the sidewalk for the entire video. Whatever it is almost appears kind of translucent as well. You'd think
it's either paranormal or a camera blur.
if it was just a
You know, like one of those motion blurs where the camera can't quite pick something up because it's moving too fast.
Person, like an actual person out for a jog, it would be a lot more visible on camera. It would just look like a, you know, just a regular person on camera. This almost looks not only translucent, but it's kind of floating in the air. I can definitely see why this uploader, who is usually a skeptic when it comes to this sort of thing, is having a hard time coming up with a logical explanation of what exactly happened on the security footage. It certainly looks to be some sort of ghostly figure out for an evening stroll, but one can only hope that's not the case. Some viewers suggest that it could actually just be the camera that's making an ordinary person look like a ghost. Is this actually a ghost walking around in clear view, or is this just a camera trick on a regular person? I'll let you decide. Number 3. A Reddit user named Never2 shared the following video hoping for some potential answers as to what his mother captured on her driveway security camera late one night. What starts off as a simple piece of home surveillance footage quickly turns into something utterly pulse-pounding, as you will soon see. Wow. So I'm just gonna pause the
Mela? Yay! Mela! I'm in my bed. Good night. Yeah, there's her pizza. She didn't really touch any of it.
again once it comes on screen here. We see a couple orbs just kind of flying around, but right here, this sort of ghostly presence starts here, disappears again, completely off screen, but is going to come back again right here and just kind of float off into the distance. I think what's especially freaky is that part right here.
I can't really see anything defined right there. It just looks like a big scan code bar going across the screen. What is that?
Where it's almost like the security camera glitches out and you can see it just a bit better once it does, which is just freaky to me. Kind of goes back and forth there and then is just completely off screen to not be seen again. Just super creepy stuff. The strange figure's appearance on camera alone would be enough for some people to believe this is a paranormal entity, which is very understandable. But then again, it could be explained as a camera trick. But as soon as this strange flickering happens off to the left side of the screen, it is certainly hard to pass this off as anything but a ghost. Usually ghost videos are fairly hotly debated, but the comment section on this particular Reddit post seems to be in agreement that something odd was captured on the OP's mom's home surveillance camera. Whatever it is exactly, though, is still uncertain.
I have no idea. That's so weird.
The security camera footage taken from inside a Reddit user's home doesn't seem to be anything unusual. That is, not at first. Although the house looks as peaceful and as quiet as can be, in just a matter of seconds, something both eerily mysterious and also quite creepy.
Did you guys notice the... Hey, Mela.
You're a bobo.
I'm a bobo. Did you guys hear that? My daughter called me a bobo. And she's proud of it, too.
What do you want to watch? Do the colors. Really?
You haven't watched Toys and Colors for a long time.
Toys and colors, toys and colors, toys and colors. Colors. Toys and colors. Toys and colors for me.
Yeah, but have you guys noticed the Reddit username? Mom, you can't zoom in.
It occurs that the original uploader cannot explain. So I think this is, for starters, what they're talking about. It doesn't exactly look like an orb, but it's kind of got like a trail that it's leaving behind. What the heck is that? That is so weird. It's just sort of leaving behind a trail of itself. You kind of just see it's like it's the same shape, just sort of over and over again,
It looks like, kind of looks
leaving
like
a
a
trail
fairy.
behind it as it flies across the screen. And then at the very end, just sort of completely drops to the ground. Even though this kind of video could probably be described as a little more unsettling than straight up scary, it is definitely not the kind of footage you would want to find on your security camera upon waking up and reviewing whatever was filmed while you were asleep.
Now, my skeptic side has come up with a plausible faked explanation for this. Is that it's a glow stick attached to a string and on a timer. I'm not a baby. You're a baby.
You're a baby.
No, you're a baby.
You're a baby.
You're a baby. I'm not a baby. Nah.
Go.
Nah.
Go. So.
But yeah, I think it kind of looks like a glow stick on a string and attached to a timer.
The strange floating white object almost looks like it could be some sort of spinning battery-powered toy, but I feel like if that were the case, the parents would ask their kid if it was their toy and the mystery would be solved. But since the uploader is still baffled by the footage, I think it's safe to say that it was not a toy. Whatever it is remains a mystery. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this? Enjoying your night by sitting. Dylan is chillin' YT.
Your baby got the gappy owl.
My baby, what?
You're a baby gabby gabby owl.
I'm a baby gabby 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 gal?
Yeah. Silly.
Okay, hold on guys, there's a bit of a family disturbance here.
No.
1 second. Okay, this is getting heat, guys. You're a gabby 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 goo. You're gabby.
You're gabby gabby.
You're
We're all gabby gabbies. Yeah, you're a gabby gabby.
I'm just turning it back on for you.
I was probably on my bum.
You bouncing on your bum.
That was silly. No. Mommy, let's hide together.
Alright.
And tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. Imagine you are simply enjoying your night by sitting out on your nice balcony and listening to the peaceful sounds of the surrounding outdoors when suddenly you hear something that disturbs your peace and you can no longer find yourself able to relax. Well, that's exactly what happened to a man named Diego Asaid while on his balcony one night in San Bartolo, Tutotepec. A night of relaxation simply turns into terror when this happens. That's freaky. You just hear those cries coming from the distance. It reminds me of the witch.
Okay, I'm just gonna go on record here with this one. Seeing as how there's also the sounds of barking nearby, you can't really dismiss the possibility that it's a wolf. But at the same time, it does sound more like a human woman crying.
Witches in Left 4 Dead, but nevertheless, that is just absolutely terrifying. Just a completely empty street. Could you imagine just walking home and you just hear the faint cries of somebody? That is just so bizarre, and it just keeps going and going. A dog in the distance seems to be barking at whatever is making that strange, eerie sound, but we never see what the source of it is. This happens for about another 30 seconds before the video shuts off entirely. without any sort of answers being given. Understandably, a popular theory is that this crying sound is coming from La Llorona, a Latin American folklore of a ghostly woman who is said to roam various areas crying because she lost her 2 young children. La Llorona is a tall ghost with a long veil and a straight posture, but sadly, we never see any sort of figure appear in this video. Let's just hope that Diego didn't have another encounter with whatever was crying out in the...
You what now?
It's silly puppy bow.
This is a silly puppy bow.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
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 No, it's not.
No. Are you okay?
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Hey.
Hey. Can I have my fingers back?
No.
Can I have my thumb back? Can I have my thumb back?
Bobo.
Bobo? No, you're a bobo.
No, you're a Bobo.
No, you're a bobo.
Hey, don't call me a Bobo.
Don't call me a bobo.
Take a war.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me just solve this math equation for you. No wonder it's not letting you watch your shows.
Sometimes you can just push back.
There you go.
the streets that night. Some videos...
No, baby.
Alright. Next video.
No.
The scariest video's too creepy for you alone. Well, I got my little girl right here. My little girl right here. And my wife. And my water. So let's do this. And I'm not alone because I have you guys.
Water.
Want some water? I know, water's yummy, huh? You want some more, huh? No, you can't have the whole bottle. No. I'll let you have some more, but I'm not gonna let you take the whole bottle. Alright, that's enough.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get the full bottle.
No, you can't have the full bottle.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. I can.
See what I have to go through every night, people?
Bobo.
Alright, let's get to it.
Hello guys, I hope you're all ready for some new scary videos this week. Let's buckle up and stay frosty.
Bobo. You see how Bobby got back, Gabby?
King Frostmare.
This video was captured by security guard Francisco de Ciudad, who has sent the video for review to Pasillo. Apparently the man was working a night shift in the region. People say that it is a notorious place for inexplicable events that all have been reported by different staff members over the years.
Don't eat the microphone.
Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
Go, silly. Bobby, Bobby, go, Gabby.
Ruby, go, Gabby.
Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
Son las máquinas donde hacen los wipers, ¿sí? Bueno, no sé lo que hacen realmente, no te creas. Pero sé que aquí pues hay la gente operadora, ¿sí? De mi lado izquierdo, pues, todo lo que es el almacén, lo que son las láminas de los wipers, bracitos, todo lo que es accesorio de los wipers, mi amor. De mi lado izquierdo, mi amor, hay unos baños. Sí, hay unos baños que
Okay,
antes se usaban,
okay.
pero ahorita pues están como abandonados. Todo esto
Why
es un
are you moving
pasillo
closer
donde se
to it?
maneja todo eso.
I don't think he noticed it.
He was alone that night, so who did he capture here at the end of the hallway? A ghost perhaps? A former worker?
That's creepy. Ooh, the hotel room.
Our next clip was posted by user WisePaint. His dad is working as a caretaker and handyman in a local hotel and has many strange stories to tell about this place. Today he was tasked with fixing an air conditioning unit in one of the many rooms in this hotel. As per usual, he was recording this for hotel management and to document his thoughts and notes about this piece of machinery. After a little while, it would appear that the man didn't seem to be alone anymore. WisePaint stated, "My dad recorded this. At some point, he recorded a woman's voice. At least that's what we think. And then the phone seems to get touched.
I was just gonna say something about Gabby Gabby.
Any chance you can enhance the audio?
It would appear that there is indeed a voice coming through. A faint whisper, but what was it saying? And is it English? Then the phone seems to get tipped over and falls to the ground. A strange encounter to say the least. Do you think this was just a noise?
Huh? You're talking to Mela?
Yeah.
Okay.
Noise created by the drill, or maybe the AC itself. Let me hear your thoughts about this.
It's weird. Is it paranormal? Possibly. Stranger.
Now we will take a look at a recording that was captured by user Chidi Sock, and it certainly is a very bone-chilling one. Sock states that this video was recorded by the daughter of his girlfriend, who had a friend over at the time. They were alone for a couple of hours and thought it would be fun.
Huh?
Just telling her she's nanny.
Fun to do some recordings. It was also stated that the video was captured by a cell phone. The two young girls were just recording a video for another friend of theirs, when something appeared on it that shouldn't have been there. The user simply wrote, "They captured something that day. The weight stands up is what gets me. Can anybody ID this figure?"
This kind of disappears too.
A dark shadow person can be seen in the background. And the really terrifying thing is how it is just swinging upwards into a walk. It looks so unnatural and spooky, and it is what frightened this family the most on this day. How's this possible? Even if it was another family member that could have been home without anybody noticing. This behavior
how is it
certainly
able to
not
stand
normal.
up like that?
It also looks like it's shifting its shape quite a bit while walking.
It looks like a cone head. Baldar's returned.
Some people believe it could be the Hetman. Do you agree? Or what's your explanation?
It's... Dang. I got nothing for that one.
The next submission is another, really mysterious one. It was shared by user bman87. The story goes that his fiance's children were out with two of their friends and they were taking captures around the barn one evening. They were scouting out the premises and preparing to shoot a little video project. They didn't come across anything strange at the time, at least this is what they stated. Later that night, the family was going through the captures together. On one of the images, they found this.
Oh, okay. Okay. For those of you who can't see it, right there, there's a face right there. It's like it has like an elongated nose of some kind. Just ooh. Now, horse? That could be a horse. Oh, that's his. That's not his nose. That's his whole face. Whoa. Okay.
The family was baffled, and the paranormal community on Reddit also didn't know what exactly was captured that day. Many believe this to be a ghost or even an alien. Could that be so? This was a pretty isolated incident for the family, and nobody besides the kids has captured something weird in the stables ever again. A mysterious one for sure, isn't it?
In the asylum.
The next video was initially recorded by Kayleigh Love and shared on her very own channel, Love to Investigate. Kayleigh was exploring an abandoned mental asylum that day. They had their investigation equipment ready. They were giving the old place a nice walkthrough at first and checked out several corridors and some derelict rooms.
All the sinks are broken yet again, like I like to say in all of my abandoned. What's that? Whoa. They like pink tiles, don't they? What's in that room? There's another room in here. I don't like looking behind shower curtains, that just creeps me right out.
After a little while, Kayleigh can capture an odd-looking thing at the end of the hallway.
That's pretty cool, that is.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it.
Smells like an hospital in this part there.
Can capture an odd-looking thing.
Here, let's slow this down a little bit so you guys can see it too.
Thing at the end of the hallway.
That's pretty cool.
Boom. Right there. And if we keep it going, we see it again.
Smells
right there, walking off.
like an hospital.
And it's gone.
In this part, definitely.
It would appear that an apparition is standing there, and then walking towards the right into one of the rooms. She states that she didn't notice anything at the time, and that only after reviewing the tape did they see the apparition. If it wasn't any of her friends, perhaps, what else are we looking at here? A real ghost? Maybe a former patient?
That's pretty cool, that is. Smells like an hospital in this part, definitely.
The next series of videos were recorded and documented by Haunted Wesley Manor. The user worked as a contractor in a very old building from the 1700s. Endless stories tell about a derelict floor on which several apartments were built on. They were not occupied since the 60s. However, people say that they can still hear weird things stemming from that floor. And this caretaker has his fair share of really odd stories to tell. Often he was called up to the abandoned floors because people on the lower floors had complained about really loud noises. At a certain point, the man started recording because in his opinion he had seen things that lack any kind of explanation. It all started though, with some really strange voices that he could hear, and in the following video he was able to record them.
Yeah, those are some weird noises. It sounds like some sort of an evil chant.
People say that it sounds very demonic. Could that be so? But they also hear the voice of a child.
Oh, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Turns out that the spirit of a little boy seems to roam these broken down hallways. But our cameraman has no idea what this apparition could want. However, he seems to be able to record this boy ever so often.
Wait. I think I saw him. Yep, right there. Right there. There's two of them. One right there, one right there.
Seems to be peeking out from behind this beam, looking at the man. How creepy. A common theme, it appears. In one of his later visits to this floor, he tries to walk towards this apparition. It always disappears right after.
Huh? Okay. Yep, there he is.
Daddy,
you're a bubbo.
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 Every time I go to chase it, it runs. I don't think it's a good idea I chase it anymore. You might think I'm playing with him. Every time.
Ah! One second, guys. Okay.
So, in the end, we can all just speculate what exactly is going on up there, and what keeps this apparition bound to this floor.
Maybe his body is in that floor somewhere, buried in, behind some bricks or something.
Muyaya is quite famous for her wild nail design videos. She reviews a lot of products and in general shows off her pretty unique designs that she can come up with. Today she uploaded a different video though, although in her mind she was just doing one of her usual videos, clipping off her old designs and preparing a new one. However, today something else seemed to grab the attention of her viewers. She usually records these videos when she's all alone in her apartment, but today there was somebody else.
Time to say goodbye. Oh, jeez.
Ew. Hilarious.
Oh, they're so like, they are.
It looks like a dark figure with
I remember this actually. I don't know if King Frostmare is gonna point it out, so I pointed it out as well. This is actually covered on a different countdown. You okay? Okay. This is actually covered on a different countdown video, and it turns out that that's her boyfriend making a sandwich in the kitchen.
short curly hair, staring at her. Unfortunately, nobody was really sure what was going on here. Was it just her boyfriend, perhaps, that was pranking her? Or was it an apparition? A creepy occurrence for sure.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Forwarded to me. It's not of best of quality, but what is transpiring on this video is quite interesting. It was captured by two friends who were just on their way home. The story goes that when the two heard some unusual weeping noises from the streets, they started recording, and then came across this.
Okay, boss. And it's gone. I will not be I will not continue driving down that road. No.
It looks like a figure in a white dress that seemingly vanishes for a brief moment after appearing out of thin air again. Some believe this to be the ghost of a lady that is walking the streets at night here. Could this be so? Is it maybe something more explainable? A light reflection of some sorts? Or what do you think?
I don't know what it could be, but all I know is that that dog that they also capture is reacting to this. It was reacting to that thing. Haunted train station.
The next videos were recorded by user MetroTalk, who loves to share a lot of train and subway related video material with his viewers. He films in different subway stations around his hometown, and every so often can also capture some anomalies. Power outages are some of these eerie but very interesting occurrences that he likes to share whenever he comes across one of these. One night, while walking next to a train and filming, there appeared to be a shadow apparition with him.
Oh, really? Let's see if I can spot it. I think I see it. No, okay, that wasn't what I was looking up. Still, kind of creepy. And it's gone.
What could this thing want, he wondered. Well, turns out that on one of the prior nights he had captured this thing before, without really realizing it though. Can you see it sitting here in the seat?
Mommy, look! It's flying away.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is this Daddy?
I see that. It's not flying
His viewers
away.
pointed out that they saw it again, standing outside of one of the train cars.
Oh, yep, there it is. I saw it.
Metro was baffled after realizing what he had captured here, a full-body shadow apparition. Could it be possible that this shadow is bound to this station, for whatever reason? Hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Three times that thing was caught. I'm willing to believe it was. I'm willing to believe that it was real.
This video was forwarded by Sunbro, and he found it on a channel called Neon V White. It features a young man who was recording a video featuring his newly developed piano skills. However, the really interesting part is unfolding in the background. The young man had never uploaded anything creepy, so his viewers were a little bit intrigued.
I got bored over the quarantine and I'm trying to learn the piano. So yeah, what's up guys? Dan here. I got bored over the quarantine and I'm trying to learn the piano.
All of a sudden the door opens behind him and he seems quite a bit surprised. Of course he leaves the room to check. Can't find anything though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see you.
When he then reconstructs these events and pans the camera towards the room, he can see a dark shadow standing in front of his closet. Neon later states that he didn't see anything weird at the time, so we can only suspect that maybe only the camera could pick this apparition up, right? If it wasn't just a skit, of course. At this point, I want to thank all my members and sponsors for your monthly support, and a big shout out to my Frosty advisors. The Japanese ghost channel Fourth Wall has received a recording from a viewer who went exploring an abandoned apartment complex with a friend. Local legends were talking about unusual sightings, and that for whatever reason, there seems to be a gateway to the other side. Intrigued by these stories, the two men make it onto the premises and take their time while exploring this place.
Yeah? I'm a bucko.
Unusual noises shouldn't be too concerning.
I guess I'm a bucko
in an abandoned
now.
place like this, especially at night, right? But it seems that the strange moaning sound
I'm a silly
is getting the
bucko.
attention of the two. They didn't see anything and kept continuing their nightly trip. At some point, something really startles one of the two men, and they make it out of there
You're
as
welcome,
fast
sweetheart.
as they can. Reviewing their footage though, we could see that something else appeared to be with them, even though the two men didn't notice that thing at the time. A tall figure seems to be standing there, maybe even looking at them.
I can never tell a lie. I'm Abraham Lincoln's ghost.
But there's more. Look at the apparition on one of the upper floors, looking down from behind the railing.
You can't see it. Oh, okay, I see it now.
And then there was one more curious shadow.
I see that one.
Do you see it?
I'm not the only one that does it, people!
I really wonder what happened there that night, and how many lost souls actually could be roaming this place. What do you think? A really spooky location though. Thank you so much.
Alright. Shadow person's really, yes, it is really creepy. Okay. Alright.
I got you a balloon.
Next up, we got terrifying ghost videos no one can explain from Slapped Ham. And then after that, we finish off with Chill's top 10 scary videos that are straight up buzzing. Whatever that means. Huh? Ah. Look at this woman's face. She looks more annoyed that the ghost blew out her own blew out the candles herself. She's like, really? Again? Can't I just celebrate my birthday without my ghost blowing out my candles?
Hey, you doing?
Huh?
Alan, and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some supernatural entities that have been caught on camera. But as always, before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button for more creepy content, just like this. You may be familiar with the name Pablo Escobar, but are you familiar with his ghost? There are lots of stories about the spirits of famous or infamous people hanging around after death, but the possibility of being haunted by someone as dangerous as Escobar gives a whole new level of terror to celebrity hauntings. Pablo Escobar, the so-called King of Cocaine, was a Colombian drug lord beginning in the 1970s and the founder of the notorious Medellin cartel. Escobar is infamous for being the wealthiest criminal in history, amassing a fortune of over 30 billion by the time of his death. This is the equivalent of about 65 billion today. He started some of the first drug-running routes in the United States, and his reign as a drug kingpin was marked by violence and terrorism as he fought rivals, killed police and politicians, and terrified locals. With his life marked by unsettling violence, it's unsurprising that Escobar's spirit seems to be restless after death. The first evidence that could indicate that Escobar's ghost is still wandering the earth comes from a photo taken by a woman named Maria Del Mar. Maria snapped a photo of the famed Monaco building in Medellin, Colombia, the former home of the now deceased drug lord. The building has since been demolished, but Maria's photo lives on, largely because of what seems to be lurking on one of the balconies. When Maria zoomed in on the picture, she thought she saw a human figure looking out onto the street. Many who have seen the photo state that the figure appears to strongly resemble Escobar. Even on the blurry figure, one feature stands out: its mustache. Escobar was known in life for always sporting a large mustache that looks just like the one in this photo. Some viewers believe that the image was photoshopped, but others
That's exactly what I was just about to say. It could be photoshopped.
are convinced that Maria actually captured
Get
a
on my head,
photo
video.
of Escobar's spirit lingering in his old home. If we apply some filters over the image, we're able to see if it's been manipulated in any way. Firstly, a noise analysis filter shows nothing out of the ordinary. Apart from the big red oval that's clearly been put over the top of the photo, there's no obvious signs of photoshopping where the alleged spirit is standing. A luminance gradient filter shows that there is indeed a figure there. The light appears to be interacting normally and naturally with the object. This might suggest that a person is standing there, but who it is remains unknown. Because of the violence and criminality associated with Escobar, the Colombian government eventually decided to demolish the Monaco building in 2019. According to a video shared to YouTube by Bogota Dream TV4, the spirit of its famed former occupant may have been in residence until the last moment. The footage was shot from a nearby building as demolition crews prepared to implode the building in front of a crowd of onlookers. Moments before the charges were ignited, the video shows something odd in one of the upper floors of the building. Take a look.
I see it.
Something white.
That's a good thing. It's like gonna float away.
In one of the corridors. When still, it appears to be almost human in shape. When it moves, it seems to blur into something amorphous. The strange figure can be seen in the building until the very moment that the walls begin to crumble and fall. Numerous witnesses watching the demolition have corroborated the video's evidence, stating that they too spotted a figure moving in the building just before the demolition. In the video, the figure's movements seem highly unnatural. In fact, at various points in the footage, the figure seems to rise off the ground and fly towards the ceiling. This has led many to believe that the footage has captured further evidence that Escobar's spirit remained in his former home after death.
That's creepy.
If the photo and video do indicate that Escobar's spirit was residing in the Monaco building, what does that suggest about the spirit's current whereabouts? Was its tether to the earth severed when the building was demolished? Or does the ghost of Pablo Escobar still haunt Medellin? Residents and visitors may want to keep their eyes open. They might just spot the long-dead drug lord when they least expect it. If you're like most people, you probably don't want to find out your home is haunted. If movies have taught us anything, it's that living with a ghost is less than an ideal situation. When Abayod Hernandez finds himself living in a real-life horror movie, he begins posting freaky videos on Facebook about the happenings in his allegedly haunted apartment. The footage that he captures is truly the stuff of nightmares. The spookiness begins when Abayod starts noticing a strange glowing light coming from under the door to the spare room of his apartment, which he uses as a gym. After the light appears a few times, he's finally able to capture it on camera. In this first video, we see him approach the spare room's door. We can clearly see a bright white light coming through the opening at the bottom. Yet when he opens the door, there seems to be no light anywhere in the room. He even zooms in on the overhead light, which doesn't even have a bulb. There's obviously no light source anywhere in the room, but when he closes the door again, the light beneath the door has returned.
That is weird.
The ghostly light is just the beginning of his haunted adventure. Wanting more evidence of his haunting, Abayod sets up a camera facing a mirror in the allegedly haunted room. The camera captures some very strange footage. First, a chain hanging from the top of the mirror begins to swing all on its own, banging against the frame. Some thought it could have been caused by a draft blowing through the house. However, when the camera begins to slowly tilt itself to the side, you might be less keen to blame a wayward breeze. If you watch closely in the mirror, you can see that even the knob on the camera appears to be turning on its own. There's clearly no one visible in the room who could be doing this.
It looks like she might have eaten one piece of
Abayo
pepperoni.
definitely wants to get to the bottom of this mystery. He spreads flour in front of the door in hopes of capturing evidence of his ghostly roommate. He begins a Facebook Live video when he hears noises in the room. In the video, we can clearly see a section of the flour being brushed away by unseen hands, moments before the door begins to rattle. He enters the room just in time to see his boxing bag swinging around on its own in the empty room. Then, when he tries to leave the room, the door keeps pushing shut on its own, yanking the knob from his hand. When he's eventually able to leave the room, we see wind chimes swinging back and forth, and Abayo discovers that his couch has been turned over.
Remember that?
We later see a book fly off its shelf. In a later video, he once again hears noises in the room. He enters and finds the chains near the mirror swinging on their own. He pans around the room, passing an empty chair. See if he can see anything weird happen.
The figure shows up in the chair. Through the mirror.
The chair is clearly empty when he enters the room, yet a split second later, there appears to be someone in it in the mirror's reflection. Here it is again in slow motion. The haunting seems to culminate in this chilling final video. Abayud finds himself in a blackout and has reached for his camera to document what happens. He walks around his apartment with a flashlight illuminating the way. A few moments in, the wind chimes begin rattling right in front of him. Then later, a book begins to move on a nearby dresser. Following on from this, Abayud investigates the room where the haunting seems to be the most strong. That's when something truly freaky happens. Watch. As you can see, a figure appears out of the darkness. The wind chimes jangle in the background. If we slow it right down, the figure appears to be a pale-skinned woman with large teeth. This series of videos has sent the paranormal community into a frenzy, with many claiming it has to be the real deal. And on face value, it's hard to disagree. The clips certainly appear to be genuine, showing events that would be incredibly difficult to fake. The eerie glowing room, the flower moving on the floor, and that bone-chilling figure all amount to a frightening conclusion that Abayod Hernandez does seem to be experiencing something from beyond our world, something deeply paranormal that can't quite be explained. TikToker Parasomnia MX has uploaded a clip that seems to show something weird happening at an otherwise wholesome birthday celebration. The video begins on a happy note. A young woman stands in a room filled with balloons, flowers, and gifts celebrating her birthday. The camera rolls as she stands in front of her birthday cake, preparing to blow out the candles. She leans forward but stops when someone nearby says something to her. Before she can resume blowing out the candles, something truly odd happens. Watch. The partygoers watch in amazement as all but two of the candles blow themselves out.
All but three candles.
The birthday girl is clearly shocked by this turn of events. She stares at the smouldering candles, looking around for a possible explanation. When no explanation presents itself, she blows out the remaining candles before turning to her guests to ask what the heck just happened. Most ghosts are unable to have an effect on the physical world. However, occasionally a particularly powerful spirit, known as a poltergeist, will be strong enough to perform small actions like turning off lights or moving objects. Could a poltergeist have blown the candles out? According to experts, most poltergeists are relatively harmless, lacking the power to do anything too significant to a living person. However, on occasion, they can get dangerous, causing bruises, scratches, or even broken bones. Hopefully, this alleged poltergeist sticks to playfully blowing out birthday candles, and hopefully it didn't get any ectoplasm on the cake. According to this Facebook video uploaded by Ricardo Vargas, something eerie is happening at the San Bernardo train station in Chile. In this Facebook video, the cameraman stands on a train platform in the dark of night. The train station itself is well lit, but the surrounding area is shrouded in darkness. There appears to be no one else around. As the camera rolls, something truly mysterious happens. Watch, or more specifically, listen to what happens. According to Ricardo, the ground beneath his feet rumbled as the train came towards him on the tracks, yet no train appears. Even at the height of the sounds, when it seems as if a train should be directly in front of the camera.
Okay, this is easily explainable. So the guy records this footage with his camera, then he takes the audio file of a train approaching a station and slices that in with the footage. Easy.
There's nothing.
I could do this. I could make a video like this. Very easily, actually.
Even the train's automatic systems seem to believe that a train should be there. As we can see, the light at the end of the platform turns red, as if to instruct the train to stop. But where is the train? According to the legends of the ghost train of San Bernardo, the train drives by in the wee hours of the morning every day at exactly 3 AM. Anyone nearby can feel the rumbling of the tracks and hear the sound of the approaching train. Some say that if you throw dirt towards the tracks as the ghost train passes, it'll bounce back as if hitting the side of the passing train and blowing away in its wake. No one seems to know the origin of the spooky locomotive. However, some viewers of the video believe that the whole legend is bunk. They theorize that a strong wind tunnel effect could be responsible for the mysterious sounds. But other viewers are certain that the sheer number of ghost train experiences that have been shared over time are evidence that the ghost train must be real. I'll throw this one out to you, the viewer. What do you think's going on at the San Bernardo train station? Love to hear your theories in the comments section below. Before we take a look at some eerie footage taken in someone's backyard, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos.
Okay.
This short yet mysterious clip was uploaded to TikTok by Sari Blue. The user normally posts their usual daily happenings and family life to the social media platform, but that's what sets this video apart and has some viewers suggesting it shows the hauntings of an ill-fated child. It shows a child's shopping trolley toy sitting in the middle of a cemented yard. That's when something eerie begins to take place. Watch. As you can see, the toy begins to wheel itself across the yard.
There's no string attached to it. I with that kind of lighting, I'd be able to see if there
doesn't appear to be any string attached, nor is there anyone else around. Moments after the strange movement, the camera pans around the yard, clearly showing that there's no one hiding that could be manipulating the toy. This clip racked up thousands of views on the social media platform, with hundreds of comments speculating on what was going on. Some viewers cried hoax, while others seemed genuinely unnerved by the video. Some suggested that the spirit of a child might be playing with the toy. Perhaps a tragedy took place in this very yard. So until further info comes to hand, this mysterious clip will have to remain an enigma.
Alright. We only got one more video. But guys, I just want to say you guys are legends for sticking around. Thank you so much for, special thank you to Casper Sight for helping make this channel blossom the way it has been. Alright, last one guys. Chills. Top 10 scary videos that are straight up buzzing.
Horror is your favorite genre, then these top 10 scary videos are straight up bussin'. Number 10, caught on Zoom. Zoom has served this past year well. From remote meetings to virtual classes, the video conferencing app has allowed its users to stay productive during a lost year. In this case, it even saved a student in Ecuador who faced intruders while on a Zoom call. Published in September of 2020, 4 men broke into a female student's home during a live Zoom class, only to end up in cuffs shortly after. The terrifying incident was entirely caught on camera. The woman is seen in the video turning around to witness the strangers in her home. She jumps out of her chair and is backed into a corner. Having not noticed, the professor continues speaking, but fellow students call his attention to what's happening. They attempt to keep the girl and another family member in the home quiet, but then realize their crime is being witnessed in real time. This is when the laptop screen is turned down and freezes. The professor and the students quickly jump into action, calling the police. In the meantime, the intruders manage to make off with $4,000 in cash, among other possessions. However, the thieves were thwarted by technology a second time, when police tracked them down using the location on the cell phones they took. While Zoom wasn't designed as a security app, this is one instance where it serves such a purpose, and there are bound to be many more. Number 9. The Mysterious Shadow. This event, captured by a CCTV camera, shows the last known footage of a flight attendant, published to YouTube in January of 2021. Christine was spending New Year's Eve with her friends and co-workers at City Garden Grand Hotel in the Philippines. Throughout the night, she appears to be enjoying herself with several friends in the CCTV footage, but was found the next day in a bathtub and had passed away. Those in the video have since been cleared, but police suspect foul play. In their initial investigation, they believed others were involved in Christine's passing. Unfortunately, Makati's prosecutor's office dismissed the case in April of 2021, quoting lack of evidence, though 11 persons of interest had been under investigation. The last known footage of Christine shows her being carried through the hotel. That's when an eerie shadow falls in the hallway across the floor, in a spot close to a door that she had been seen entering several times throughout the night. What or who is casting this shadow? It might very well hold the answer to if foul play was involved. After all, the proof is in the details. Number 8. Leaked footage. This is Pentagon-confirmed U.S. Navy footage from 2019.
Scary. That's scary seeing video footage of someone just hours before they die and they're having so much fun, but then they're just found dead the next morning.
In the footage, unidentified flying objects shaped like spheres are seen plunging into the water off the coast of San Diego. Published by Jeremy Corbell in May of 2021, the CIC, or Combat Information Center, of the USS Omaha caught the unidentified flying objects on July 15th. The dark object can be seen flying across the sky near the ship with a sudden about-face towards the water, known as a UAP, or Unidentified Aerial Phenomena event. The climatic moment occurs when one of the UFOs dives straight into the ocean. Even more mysteriously, neither the aircraft nor any wreckage was discovered. The long, cylindrical object was reported by American Airlines pilots as well, which saw it fly over their plane. Such sightings aren't out of the ordinary, as pilots have been reporting similar aerial phenomena for decades. Former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence, Chris Mellon, confirmed the continuity of these events and said we haven't been paying enough attention to these recurring UAP. Today.com quotes Mellon as saying, "What we are seeing are a number of distinct different things. Sometimes we're seeing a 50-foot object that can travel at hypersonic speeds and seemingly go into orbit or come down from altitudes above potentially 100,000 feet. Documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell agrees with this, stating that whether this UFO is worldly or otherworldly, it's just part of a much larger series of events. But will us common folk ever know the details of this larger series of events? A government task force has been reviewing this footage and will report its findings to Congress, but I'm doubtful that we'll ever see that report." Number 7.
Of course, it's
light
a government
and
for ya.
sound. If you hear this sound, run for cover. Rays of light shine upward in this video, published to Paranormal World in December of 2020.
What in the hell?
But that's not the only oddity in this clip. Turn the sound on
What
full
the
volume
heck?
and you'll be blasted into the midst of a prehistoric jungle.
What is that?
The light then turns into what looks to be a winged figure, and the sound becomes more symphonic. The The creature forms a sphere before its wings reappear, perhaps preparing for takeoff. The man filming takes this as his cue to leave, but judging with a creature like this, he can run but he can't hide. Number 6, secret room. Discovering a hidden room in your home always begs the question, what was it used for? Posted to TikTok by Abby Maya 14. This TikToker found an entire hidden basement in her storage cupboard. While it's not unusual for a home to have some sort of crawl space beneath it, this one is particularly creepy because it looks lived in. After tearing up the floor, the homeowner discovered wooden steps leading down to a full-on basement. Not only can you stand fully upright in this hidden subterranean room, it appears as though someone once called this space home. A poster is plastered to the wall and it looks as though it's been clawed to pieces. There are benches in one corner and what appears to be a hearth. So again, this begs the question, what was this room used for? Some in the comments of the video have speculated that this might be an air raid shelter. Others say perhaps someone was squatting down there. It's probably best to climb up out of.
Another possibility is that someone was holding someone hostage down there. We gotta be quiet. Okay, I gotta be a little more quiet. I guess mommy's sleeping.
There, cover it over with a rug and throw away the key. Number 5, playtime. There's nothing wrong with an imaginary friend, but when these friends turn evil, playtime is over. Published by Breakman in March of 2021, this video has been making the rounds in the Spanish-speaking YouTube community for good reason. The video shows a girl playing alone, or at least she first appears to be. With her doll lying beside her, the girl is reading a book. Whoever she's reading with keeps turning the page. The invisible hand seems not to bother the girl initially, as she just flips the page back and keeps on reading, but then she clearly gets frustrated with her imaginary friend's impatience and cries out about it. There also appears at times to be something peeking around the corner behind her, something with a white face. Is this imaginary friend actually a ghost that resides in the home, or is it something far more sinister?
I think it's just the AC that's flipping the page, or a fan of some kind, and that looked like a bottle of sauce in the back there.
Number 4, nuclear bunker. Exploring an abandoned secret nuclear bunker designed for NATO headquarters? What could go wrong? That's what the crew from YouTube channel Broken Window Theory did in November of 2020. The team explains a bit about the video, writing, "In the belly of a mountain, we found this secret NATO bunker at an undisclosed location, hard to find and even harder to enter. Naturally, the team considers it the ideal place to get trapped, as they dive right into the belly of the beast. The bunker is located in southern Italy. They arrive at the entrance, an unobtrusive cement block which they pull up to reveal the tunnel that they climb down into. The secret bunker was dug right into the side of the mountain and stretches several kilometers."
Aw, that's cute.
Stuck in the lava.
Oh no. I'm sure they'll find a way out. Keep watching and help them as much as you can.
As they walk deeper and deeper into the mountain, it gets colder by the minute. 200 or 300 people were stationed here in the darkness when it was active. Now, only moldy furniture and rusted pipes remain. They arrive at the fallout door, which looks creepy and foreboding in and of itself. Later, they come across a control room, as well as lists of aircraft and maps still pinned to the walls. When they come to the water reservoir, they toss a few rocks in to test the echo, which seems never ending.
Whoa!
The echo sounds even more ominous a few moments later, almost like someone singing. After exploring a bit further,
Okay, I'd be out
we
of there.
finally climb out of the bunker and back into the 21st century. Although this bunker is a pretty epic urban exploration, it's lucky it was never made necessary. Otherwise, the 21st century may not exist. Number 3, haunted house for sale. Warning, do not buy a haunted house off the dark web at 3 a.m. At least, that's what YouTuber Gesture warns, as he and his crew did just that and lived to regret it. Published to YouTube in April of 2021, before they bought the house, they visited it. When they arrived in the middle of the night, the door was already wide open. A sign taped to the door read, "We will be back shortly, feel free to look around." Gesture says they felt a connection to this house, discovered it was for sale, and bought it to renovate it. And during these renovations, this happened. Zoom in on the window. What is that? Is there a figure standing outside looking in, or inside being reflected? And if so, why can't we see the figure inside the house? This isn't the only creepy occurrence that happened during the renovation. During a tour of the space, the crew enters a dimly lit back room. In a dark corner, something is shuffling. You can see just a tiny flicker of white rocking back and forth in the corner before the figure starts shuffling faster towards them, prompting the crew to dive out of the room. While the renovation looks great and all, how can they live in the haunted house after this? They should probably listen to YouTuber Hype Mike in the comments, who writes, "We need to lock that door forever." And I couldn't agree more. Number 2, sounds from the woods.
I told you they'd make it
Most of the
out.
scary clips from the woods could potentially be wild animals. This one's a head scratcher.
It sounds like a train.
Published to YouTube by Ian Black in September of 2020. This isn't the shriek of a mountain lion or some other wild cat. This is next level terrifying. The roar echoes through the calm woods as though you're at the bottom of a well. While at first it may sound puzzling, the mystery is solved when the cameraman tells his dog, "We've missed the train."
We missed the train, Mo. We missed it.
But without such context, what would you feel if you were blasted with this off-putting roar during your nature walk? I guess lesson learned, stay away from the tracks. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, number 1.
Yay, they did it. They put out the fire. Awesome.
Haunted Route 66 restaurant in November of 2020, the day after Halloween. Sooner paranormal.
I miss out.
Yeah. Hey, don't lick my shirt.
Paranormal investigators visited a family-owned restaurant in Oklahoma to capture ghostly activity, and they weren't disappointed. The team placed cameras throughout the Route 66 restaurant overnight. When they checked them the next day, they found a ghostly reign of horror had occurred in their absence. The lights in the restaurant went berserk, flickering on and off. Moreover, several orbs were seen in the footage of the back room, with a strange growl heard after one particular orb floated in front of the camera. They also captured voices saying things like, "We're dead and I told you not to whisper." The names Ethel and Duke were also mentioned in the EVPs. Are Ethel and Duke still dining at this restaurant? Maybe they're just trying to get someone's attention to take their order. If you need to sleep tonight, then
Alright. That is the last one, guys. Okay. That tunnel was so sketchy. I agree. I did not want... My claustrophobia was really getting to me with that one. But, that's the end of the stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave me a like, because it helps me out a lot. Tell your friends about the channel. Subscribe if you're new here. And, I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers. You guys are absolute legends, and I really appreciate you all. You guys take care of yourselves. Love you. God bless, and have a good one. Have a good night.